Finally, we have been shown the first glimpses of the upcoming Mortal Kombat 2. Johnny Cage, Shao Kahn, and Kitana, the newcomers to the sequel, have been the most anticipated by fans since the announcement. Additionally, the images include a look at the return of Scorpion, portrayed once again by the inimitable Hiroyuki Sanada. The creators also gave a lengthy interview, revealing a wealth of new details. Therefore, right now, we will thoroughly break down all the news about the second installment of Mortal Kombat and discuss upcoming changes. Settle in comfortably, as it will be, as always, an engaging read. Let's start, of course, with the most talked about photo, which gives us our first real look at Johnny Cage, played by Karl Urban. Back when it was announced that the actor had landed the role of the beloved character, the internet practically split into two camps. Some argued that he was entirely unsuitable, too old, a brunette, and far from a martial artist. Others, however, believed in Urban's charisma, acting talent, and the magic of cinema. The initial leaked frames from social media generally inspired hope that Cage would turn out fine. Here we see his signature belt, sunglasses, posters, and even green motifs in the logo. Now, however, we can fully assess Urban's new look. Honestly, from a visual standpoint, he appears quite convincing. A classic fighting stance, lightened hair, and a leather jacket make him strikingly resemble the game version of Cage. However, co-creator Ed Boon noted that Urban brings his own flair to the character, deviating in many ways from Johnny's familiar portrayal in the games. At the same time, during test screenings, the actor caused a sensation and became the primary source of humor in the sequel. This, of course, inspires optimism, given the controversial claims about departing from canon. Let's hope Urban truly delivers so well that all doubts about him vanish. As for Cage, there's no need to worry. The photo also reveals other intriguing details. For instance, judging by Jax, Liu Kang, and Sonya standing behind him, it seems Cage is busy unlocking his Arcana, a concept introduced specifically in the first film to justify the hero's supernatural abilities. However, in the upper right corner, barely discernible figures can be seen holding halberds or similar weapons. This strongly resembles scenes from both the original film and game arenas where warlike spectators are present. This suggests that, in this shot, Johnny is already armed and preparing to fight in the tournament. Thus, the sequel won't waste time on build-up, as the first film did, and will quickly plunge us into the central plot. Speaking of which, Ed Boon recently discussed this in an interview. The game's creator has been more involved in the sequel, so he knows what he's talking about. He confirmed that the film will feature the iconic tournament between warriors from Earthrealm and Outworld. While we've known this for half a year, the interesting twist is Boon's revelation that the tournament's score will be visualized on screen throughout the movie. The team devised a way to represent the wins and losses of participants visually. What this means and how it will look remains unclear. Details will likely emerge in the first trailer. Logically, it probably won't resemble a Champions League-style scoreboard. Instead, the writers likely created a location where the score updates after each victory, infused with magic and tied to the souls of the defeated. Still, the idea is intriguing, and we're eager to see how it translates on screen. Boon also emphasized that the tournament's outcome will shape the franchise's future. This isn't surprising, as the tournament is Mortal Kombat's most iconic element. Omitting it from the first film backfired. The reboot's plot unfolded before the tournament, which now dominates the sequel. Some insiders claim the tournament might span not only the second film, but also bleed into the third, diverging from the original trilogy plan. According to early plot outlines, the trilogy was meant to follow 3 arcs: assembling fighters and world-building via the Arcana, handled by the first film, introducing Cole Young, the sequel focusing on the tournament, and the third film depicting Shao Kahn's invasion of Earthrealm, a staple of the games. The entire tournament was framed around Earthrealm's potential defeat. If its warriors lost, Shao Kahn would unite Outworld's forces and invade Earth. Each battle held immense weight. Though Earthrealm won, the Emperor wasn't deterred, setting up the third film. If rumors are true and the tournament concludes in the third film, the writers are saving the war for another trilogy. On one hand, this is good news, as the team and studio are confident in the film's success. On the other, such plans feel premature. The first film's modest box office was blamed on the post-pandemic era, with theaters in chaos, films skipping to streaming, and audiences hesitant to leave home. There's truth to this, but the reboot also made its own mistakes. The sequel seems to correct many of these, judging by test screenings and plans for another trilogy. The images also introduce other newcomers. We get our first look at Princess Kitana, played by Adeline Rudolph. Her razor-sharp Vera blades are lifted straight from the games, if not identical, then strikingly similar. Her outfit, however, seems more subdued than gamers might expect, and comparisons to Sindel from the 90s adaptation are inevitable. Still, the new Kitana looks fitting, as does her father, Shao Kahn. Martin Ford as Outworld's Emperor is barely visible in the first shot. He wears a helmet close to the game version, but appears clad in fuller armor. His red eyes amplify his tyrannical essence, and his presence feels genuinely menacing, not cartoonish. Beyond Newcomers, the sequel will resurrect characters who died in the first film. Boone explained that Mortal Kombat 2 justifies reviving the dead through the introduction of the Netherrealm. Souls become a key concept, allowing deceased fighters to return. This opens opportunities to rework older characters, meaning not just by hand, Sub-Zero gets a second chance. With the Netherrealm fully integrated, fallen heroes from the first film will have roles to play as the tournament progresses. Unsurprisingly, Kung Lao is confirmed to return, and we await the continuation of Scorpion and Sub-Zero's legendary rivalry. The latter will become Noob Saibot, yet their feud will thread through the entire plot. Boone confirmed this, adding that Scorpion won't join the core hero team, as Shao Kahn isn't his primary threat. Thus, he'll likely be absent from the tournament itself. However, his appearances will significantly impact all storylines. This parallels the first film, where his epic intro was followed by a long wait for his return. Let's hope history doesn't repeat exactly, though Scorpion's screen time may still be limited, given the roster of new fighters. Alongside the aforementioned newcomers, the sequel introduces Jade, Queen Sindel, Quan Chi, King Jared, and Baraka. While they'll expand the story, their inclusion risks reducing screen time for established characters. The challenge is avoiding a rushed narrative or token additions. Then there's Cole Young's fate. Introducing this new protagonist in the first film was poorly received by fans, who found him bland compared to Liu Kang. While he can't be written off, shifting him to the background seems possible. Promotional materials currently omit Cole entirely, focusing on Johnny Cage. Even Louis Tan, who plays Cole, noted Urban is the sequel's heart. Does this signal a soft reboot of the main cast? It's unclear, and we'll only know after the film's release. Overall, Mortal Kombat 2 still has a chance to succeed and win over audiences. Despite the first film's missteps, the franchise is too beloved and iconic to fade among competitors. We're rooting for the creators to pull it off and eagerly await the first trailer, due soon. The sequel releases on the 24th of October, so we'll have to wait 6 more months. For now, share your thoughts on the first images and any lingering concerns about the sequel's fate. Subscribe to discover new dimensions of your favorite movies and dive into the fascinating world of cinema with us.